Welcome back from the commercial break and also after the sports segment on the Firstline Morning Show here on TV Gold in Accra. One of the things I'm amazed about is that at times I wonder if the Ebola virus discriminates against race. You know, for some time now, the West African country has been on the spotlight for wrong reasons, basically because of the widespread of Ebola outbreak in some of the West African countries. Well, this morning, my big question to you is that, are you ready as an individual for the Ebola attack, or you are not ready? I believe there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and this morning, we have hope, because health and nutritional analyst, his name is Mr. Richard Anane. I nearly mentioned doctor, but he's not yet a doctor. Mr. Richard Anane of Eden Life Care is here to give us hope at the end of the tunnel, because he believes that there is a preventive measure for the Ebola virus. Mr. Anane, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I hope you are good.
Oh, I'm doing well by the grace of God. God has been very, very nice to us.
Wow.
He has always counted us among the living.
Very
so, all greetings to the...
So if you're watching us, I will encourage you to send us your thoughts on our WhatsApp line, and also want to activate the phone line as well. You can join with your thoughts. And if you have any questions to ask, Mr. Anane will definitely help you out. So, Mr. Anane, quickly, I mean, just a quick background on how Ebola was discovered. Just educate our viewers for us this morning.
Oh, briefly, if you look at records and what has most people have been made to believe that it was from a river, found its way into monkeys, finally ended up in bats, and it has been parading the lives of people in Africa. Probably Central Africa, West Africa. So quickly, Ebola has been a virus that has been in existence, and they have made us to believe that Ebola is from a river and has been transferred from animals to humans, and is currently taking the lives of so many people. In fact, my records show that as we speak now, 202,634 people this morning have so far died out of the infection from the four major affected countries. And it's sad. It's sad to notice that we are going through a situation where Ebola is killing a lot of us. But apart from the standard preventive procedures that normally is existing, wash your hands, clean, don't eat that, don't eat that, don't eat that, I think there is another way that we should also look at. Because if Ebola can survive in a very dried bushmeat, there is also a possibility that the virus can survive in frozen chicken and meat. There's also a possibility that a meat that has been kept in the fridge for a very long time before it gets to the shore here can also contain that virus. Unless, of course, other reasons are subjected to it. But the truth of the matter is that if Ebola can survive in dried bushmeat, it can equally survive in such a thing. You know why they won't tell you that? Because it's affecting the economy. They are the main exporters of that into this country.
No, I mean, you might be causing fear and panic this morning on the show, which, of course, that is not our major aim for that.
Yes, I believe that.
Yes, so when you talk about if it can survive in bat and probably bushmeat, and likely can also survive in frozen meat.
It's something I'm saying. It's possible.
Okay.
Unless, of course, the authorities come to deny that. But I think there's a possibility. Because looking at how the Ebola virus was built by one Fort Detrick, he built the virus in such a way that when it gets into you, through sources, standard cleaning procedures, wash your hands, don't eat that, don't eat that. When the virus gets into you, it goes straight into your immune system. When it gets there, it attacks a particular cell among the system. Remember, immune is an immune system. So there is a particular cell that forms part of the system. It's called the T8 killer cell. The T8 killer cell, what it does is that it sounds like the alarm, or it behaves like the alarm of the immune system. So let's take, for example, your studio here. you have a security procedure and you have an alarm. So whenever somebody breaches the security procedure, the alarm sounds. So you will notify, or you get to know that there's alarm sounding. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Good. The Ebola virus, based on how it was built, will disable the T8 killer cell before it enters. Initially, it will disable the T8 killer cell. So the immune system is not aware that there is an intruder in the body. At least for the first 2 to 21 days. The immune system will not be aware and will not be able to build antibodies against the vaccine. So when the alarm is working, like the human system or the security system in any organization, as soon as the alarm sounds, all forces are gathered to find out who is the intruder and what the intruder wants to do and a possible elimination. But this time around, the alarm does not sound. So the immune system thinks that there's nothing wrong. So it enters and starts triggering what is called cytokine storm. The cytokine storm will get to a situation where the immune system will realize that, Master, somebody has entered without the alarm sounding. So all forces of the immune system are gathered to fight the organism. So in an attempt to eliminate the Ebola virus from the body, the immune system raises a very high temperature. It raises the body's temperature in an attempt to eliminate that. That high temperature that it raises also goes a long way to affect the veins, the capillaries that transport blood into the system. So an infected person later ends up having blood coming out of the mouth,
Okay.
squeezing out of the body and all openings of the body, because there have been proliferation in the veins that carry the blood vessel.
Right.
So when such a situation happens, your blood pressure drops and the patient dies out of shock. The sensitiveness of what the person did is actually to create a virus that would disable the alarm system of the immune system. So that is how the thing has been triggered.
Well, Mr. Richard Anane is a health and a nutritional analyst, and this morning he's helping us understand some of the integrities of the Ebola infection and probably how we'll be able to prevent the attack. Well, this morning the Daily Guide carried on its front page of a demise of a young man who we suspect might have died out of Ebola infection. Well, it's not yet confirmed. This is not to cause fear and panic in the country, but then it is not yet confirmed. I'm told that his blood sample has been sent to the Noguchi hospital for a test, so we'll be able to ascertain the test result, but it's an unconfirmed report. But then, as I mentioned earlier, the big question is, are you ready for the Ebola disease, or you are not ready? And that is what Mr. Anane is helping us out on. So the very big question is that, does Ebola have a cure?
Ebola has a cure. Yes and a no. 70% yes, 30% no.
70% yes.
Yes.
And 30%
and
no.
30% no. 30% no because they won't tell you.
No, you'll be mentioning they won't tell you. Who won't tell you?
Good. That is the question. I mentioned earlier on that the original builder of the virus, Fort Detrick, apart from achieving his aim from building it in the 70s and subsequently releasing it gradually for human trials, on 29th of October 2010, that intellectual property was sold to the US government.
Okay.
This is the file number, the number of which that document and that transaction was made. Anyone could go and do that cross check. CA 2741 523 AI. So that transaction was between the original builder and the US government. They bought it with three main intentions. First, to propagate their depopulation agenda. When I say depopulation agenda, I mean a way of reducing the population. That is the more reason why I'll be very, very much surprised if a confirmed case of Ebola is in Ghana. Because looking at the way most Ghanaians have already embraced the depopulation agenda. It's part of the depopulation agenda. Looking at the way most Ghanaians have already embraced the depopulation agenda, it will be very, very surprising to also notice that they will still want to use this method also on Ghanaians. There have been several series of depopulation agendas that have been in the system. Chief among them is family planning procedures and other things. The second reason why they bought this is to ensure that they own 100% potency for its vaccine. Remember, a vaccine is an introduction of a weakened form of the original virus in you. So if you take a virus for any disease, already you have accepted to accommodate the weak form of the original virus in you, with the intention that your body will produce antibodies when the strong one comes into your body. But if you have a weak immune system, the weakened one that has been introduced into you will later turn up to be strong against you because of the strength of your immune system. That is why I have always propagated that before somebody is vaccinated, the person must go through a very serious checkup. Because we live in a country where they can just get into a primary school and start vaccinating everybody without taking notice of the person's health records, without taking notice of the person's lifestyle, without taking notice of the person's eating habit and anything. You just vaccinate the person. So the person will end up getting the infection in the system. So that when the depopulation agenda has been achieved, remember the vaccination tool will also bring to a turn financial incentives. Because you take this notice, very soon, when the Ebola outbreak is out, it is going to be said that, okay, most West African countries are prone to the Ebola. So let everybody vaccinate against it. Look at the number of people existing in the face of this small part of us. Everybody gets vaccinated. You know the financial intensive that comes along with it. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
But the good news is that there are natural ways of strengthening your immune system so you can survive Ebola, survive in quotes. Because for me, I see no reason why, I see no difference between an Ebola survivor and somebody who is cured from Ebola. I mean, there are pictures of a man who survived Ebola, so-called, greeting Obama and greeting so many American presidents. There are pictures of that. So if the person has not been scientifically proven to be cured, but rather survived, how then is he able to shake hands? Because you've already been made to believe that handshaking can transmit the virus.
Sure, it's contagious.
Contagious. Which is true. So I see no difference between an Ebola survivor and a cured person. That is why I say there is a cure. 70%, because cure is what is done by the body. I mean, they won't tell you. Have you asked question how the doctor was able to survive? Have you asked a question, how was he able to survive the Ebola? Why didn't he die? I mean, all those people who were flown from Ebola-prone countries outside, all of them coincidentally happened to survive. Except one or two cases. But they coincidentally happened to survive. So the surviving strategy that was done for them there, can't it be done here to save the number of people? After how many are they? At least if the number could save, they will not be up to 10. But 2,634 people are dying.
That was why in my earlier submission, I asked a very big question that does Ebola actually discriminate against race or it doesn't? Because amazingly, most of the U.S. infected citizens are surviving out of Ebola.
Yes.
But then the African infected citizens are not actually surviving out of Ebola. And I believe one of the things our viewers would want to listen to right now is how we'll be able to build our immune system naturally so we can combat the virus Ebola. So what are some of the things we need to do to ensure that we combat the disease?
Thank you. If you look at the brief history of Ebola and how it was built that I've given you already, it is actually to target the T8 killer cells. That sounds like an alarm system.
Yeah.
That is what it does. So what you have to do is to eliminate all environmental and lifestyle factors that could reduce the strength of your immune system. Research upon research upon research has proven that alcohol, sugar, stress, all these are killers of the immune system. That is why I brought this big material here.
You want to make some
because yes, there are a lot of references. If time will allow,
okay,
I will go through it and read certain portions of it. But the truth is that sugar is a major thing that can reduce the strength of your immune system. So let's reduce that one. Sugar, alcohol, stress, major things that can reduce your immune system. Then we come to the things that can build your immune system, especially the T8 killer cells. Naturally, there are foods that contain ingredients that target the T8 killer cells. I won't pick words. Let me quickly make a reference to this book.
All right. So as as Mr. Anane is making reference, you can join with your thoughts at 0545038185. That's the number you have to send your WhatsApp message on. I'm aware it's on your screen. And when I activate the line as well, you just join us with whatever you want to say, and then Mr. Anane, who happens to be a nutritional analyst, will definitely help you with your question. So the reference.
Let me read from 58 of this book, Immune System Makeover, by Janet Macaro. He's a PhD holder in nutrition.
All right.
Page 58, he said that mushrooms contain compounds known as polysaccharides, which spark the immune system by helping the T8 killer cells. Full stop. So one of the major things that you can use to survive Ebola is consumption of mushrooms. Mushrooms are in different categories. But mushroom contains a substance that is normally the polysaccharides. Their main targets into the immune system is the T8 killer cells. That is number one. I mean, reference could also be made from this material.
You're still on the Firstline morning show here on TV Gold. This morning, we are having a conversation around how we can build our immune system in order to mitigate or curb the Ebola virus. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the West African country has been in the spotlight for the wrong reason because of the outbreak of the Ebola virus, and we are hoping that at the end of the day there should be light, at the end of the tunnel. And that's what a nutritional analyst, Richard Anane, is helping out this morning with. He's from the Eden Life Care, and then he's actually helping us. So, Mr. Anane, we are still on course.
Thank you. If you take this material, he textbook of natural medicine.
Natural medicine.
Yes. Page number 845. Let me read something here. He said that the big glycans found in medicinal mushrooms have the ability to stimulate macrophages, natural killer cells, T8 killer cells, and the production of immune system cytokines. Mushroom polysaccharides may also be able to increase dendrite cells and their function. So one of the main foods common in this country that you can use to survive Ebola, the consumption of mushroom. That is number one. There's a very tall list of that. The second, which you can also use to survive Ebola, is coconut juice.
Coconut juice.
Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, there are people who have survived Ebola already. The process that was used to make them survive is what is called fluid replacement therapy. The fluid replacement therapy seems to dilute the Ebola virus and strengthens the T8 killer cells in them. And the fluid replacement was prepared from the content of coconut juice, because coconut juice have got all the essential nutrients the immune system needs. So adding mushroom, you add coconut juice.
Right.
Of course, it's very, very common here. Continuous consumption builds your immune system. Of course, you must take note of all the things that can kill your immune system. That I've said, eliminating sugar, alcohol, stress, and the rest. Taking into consideration standard preventive procedures. Washing of hands, not eating that, all those things are good. Another nutrient that strengthens the T8 cells, such that it will not allow Ebola to take charge of you, but you will be able to survive, is olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Olive oil is normally used in churches for anointing. I mean, if you are watching and you go to church, they can catch you with olive oil. Spiritual aspect of it. But apart from its ability to be used in churches for normal function, it also have necessary ingredients that can activate your immune system and the T8 killer cells. So I've mentioned 3 so far. There is one called Eden tree, mostly referred to as prekese.
Yeah, prekese.
Good. Prekese has a juice in it. Just take one. Break the edges. There is a juice and there is fluid that comes out of it. Dissolve that fluid into your soup or put it in the soup. Enjoy the flavor. It's a natural spice. The ingredients from the prekese juice is enough, seriously, to build the T8 killer cells. There is a tribe in Gabon. Scientific research proved that they are naturally immune from Ebola.
Why? Any special
A complete analysis of their lifestyle and their diet found out that these things I'm mentioning are the major parts of their eating habits. Indigenous local diet. It doesn't have to be foreign based. Indigenous local diet. These things I'm mentioning are very, very frequent in them. So you notice that all the things that build your natural immune system, the T8 killer cells, are the things that are found locally available in this country.
So if before you move on, if I understand you, those that were not able to survive the Ebola attack, perhaps you are suggesting that they had a weak immune system.
Thank you.
That is in plain English. That's what you
plain
mean.
English. That is what I mean. What I simply mean is that if your immune system is weak, you die quickly from Ebola. Fast.
In about how many days?
It depends. It depends on the strength of your immune system as at the time you were infected. I mean, if a robber can confidently come into the studio and make robbery, how fast the person will be able to do the robbery depends on how weak the system is. If you have a very tight security procedure, it makes it difficult for robbers. They will take time to even plan how to execute. So if you have a weak immune system, Ebola gets into you, you might not be able to survive. There's a very tall list. I've just given you 4 out of the list. Yeah. Should I continue?
Okay. Let me just invite the thought of viewers this morning. Your WhatsApp messages are welcome, 0545038185. And then perhaps if you are, reaching us beyond the borders of this country, you know what to do. You prefix the number with our country code, and then you also send your messages. Just as you do for the messages, you do same for the line as well, as in what you'll be calling on to share your thoughts. Now, let me quickly go to a few messages here, and so before we move on to what Mr. Anane would want to tell us. Hi, my name is Philip Lex from Sunyani. I love what you guys are doing, but about the issue, are you guys telling us not to eat meat anymore and eat only fish now nowadays? That's the question you're asking. Well, I don't know if that was what you were suggesting. That we shouldn't eat meat anymore, but rather we should resort to just eating fish.
Oh, that is not something I have suggested. It is something that has been in the system for a very long time. So that don't take meat because Ebola can survive in it. Not only meat, but bush meat to be precise.
Okay.
Ebola can survive in
it. Now, this one says, you are frightening the general public. Leave Ebola alone. God is on our side. We are not frightening the general public, but rather what we seek to achieve is to educate them. You know, your proactiveness towards the Ebola virus. That's what we are seeking to do. So you can build your immune system per the analysis of Mr. Anane this morning on the show. And also, this one says this Ebola was injected by the whites. That's what you put there. What else can the medical expert do to create a means whereby a medicine is produced to combat this disease? As of now, there is no cure. According to your explanation, it seems if efforts are made, researchers can find a cure for Ebola. Osman Jonah Sise from Sierra Leone. Of course, that's what Mr. Anane seeks to achieve this morning on the show. Now, Mr. Anane, so do you mean all those who have died because of Ebola have weak immune system? Of course, I asked the question, and then he said yes. That's what he suggested. This topic should be repeated every day to help Ghanaians and also in our local languages to educate people the more. Well, thank you. We'll put that into consideration, and I believe my producers will work hand in hand and then do something about it. Where will I get the book he is using to buy? And what is the name of the book is a question you ask. Definitely is going to answer to that. This one says, hi, doctor. I have a leg fracture. Which food do I need to eat? Cruz. I don't know if doctor would react to that question. Sadek Yendi. While much on Ebola, one cholera is killing Ghanaians. One cholera is easy to prevent. You're right. Good morning. I'm Rexford in Siani. I want to know if this Ebola is only found in meat or it can also stay in food like dry maize and others. Let me deal with this message. I have a litany of messages, but let me deal with this one, then go back to doctor. Now, Ghanaians should be wary of Ebola because it is gradually becoming more and more threatening in West African countries. So that is what you write there on our WhatsApp line. So, Doc, sorry, a few reaction to the message, some of the questions, as in if Ebola survives, in just meats, and then why are we not talking about cholera instead of you focusing on Ebola?
Yes, it's true. Sometimes it's sad when you realize that explanations are given towards certain products. Meat, bush meat. Of course, abstaining from them can help you stay away from a lot of infections and diseases, of which Ebola is among. So what actually it means is that apart from the standard preventive procedures, which we are already aware, there are other ways that we can immune our body towards that. Okay. That is what we seek to achieve. Right. These things that I'm mentioning here do not have or do not go only for Ebola, but they go for a lot of preventable sicknesses.
All right, do a quick one. Deal with this for me. It says that, can the Ebola also survive in stuff like the dry maize and others? Maize, yeah.
As we speak now, scientific research have not proven that yet.
Okay.
But getting to the transmission and survival of Ebola, I doubt the most that we have been made to believe now.
Okay. Let me just activate the phone line for you this morning so you let your voice be heard. 0277720089 is the number to call. If you want to reach us beyond the borders of this country, as in if you're not in Ghana or probably in Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, just link up. Prefix the number with 233. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Parker.
Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Yeah, bye, Lambre.
Bye, your name.
Yeah, let me thank the man, the nutrition.
Mr. Anane.
I think being a science student, I like this presentation. He talked about freeway replacement therapy. And I think I agree with him that those who have a weak, what do you call it, a weak way to resist disease, like their immune system should be very high. So those are the people who are dying. I agree with him perfectly because I have a occasion to go on the net to achieve some of these people. Those who easily fall sick, when they are attacked by any disease, they are almost at the stage of dying. But I want to ask him this question. The mushroom, the coconut, how will you use it? And the olive oil, how do you
Okay, so you want to know the methodology. You want to know the methodology. All right. He will get to that. 0277720089. Hello? Well, I missed that caller there. So he's asking, Bayer from Elemela is asking, how do we use it? I mean, you know, mushroom, we cook, the coconut juice, we drink anyhow. So how then do we use it? Is it the normal process? Okay, so mushroom, you cook, you eat, the coconut juice. Okay, okay.
Coconut, you drink, you take the food along.
Okay, the olive oil.
The olive oil, use it in stews and soups as the way you use.
Likewise, the precursor.
Likewise, the precursor.
Well, I know where precursor is, so you can save me for that. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Please, I want to speak with you.
Hello. All right, talk to us, your name.
Okay, hello, please. I wonder the other man who is celebrating more to talk about the issue very well. But I'm calling from Nigeria. I'm watching you right now, and I'm interested in what he's talking about. And where to get that book and all those things that he's talking about. So I'm very much interested in it.
Okay, so you are interested in the book. All right, my brother, just keep watching. He's going to tell you at the end of the show. Probably 0277720089 is the number to call. As I mentioned earlier, if you are calling beyond the borders or the College of Ghana, you prefix the number with 233. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, help me out. Turn on the volume on your TV sets, please. Hello? If you can hear me, you're on air.
Hello.
I think there was a challenge there. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're on air.
Yeah,
good morning. Yeah, talk to us.
Yes, I'm Ishaq calling from Upper West.
Very well. You're on air.
Yeah, Ishaq. Yeah, I'm very much impressed about the way the man has debated on the issue. We wish that tech doctors should connect and do it every day so that we'll be well educated about this particular infection or virus. So I thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you to my brother. 0277720089 is the number to call. If you are not within the College of Ghana, you can just prefix the number with 233 and then join the discussion. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Turn down the volume on your TV set.
Okay, sir, please. I'm Ben. I want to ask the doctor that I normally get constipation every 4 days or 3 days. What food should I eat?
Constipation every 3 days. Right, I hear you, Ben. Thank you very much for that. Let me go back to a few of your messages. Ghanaians should be wary of Ebola because it's gradually becoming more and more threatening in West Africa. I'm done with this.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name, please, and where are you calling from, sir?
Please, my name is Prince, and I'm calling from Accra.
All right, you're on air.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank the doctor for taking his time to put the precautionary measures to Ebola. Let me be frank with you. It looks as if Ebola has suddenly taken absolute control in Ghana. We have given much respect to Ebola. So the best we have to do as Ghanaians is to just follow the precautionary measures in order not to, bring it into the country. And so first of all, I would like to say very big thank you to the doctor for educating us on the need for us to take the precautionary measures against Ebola. So thank you very much.
Thank you, too. We really respect and appreciate your thoughts this morning on the show. Doc, it appears most of our viewers are appreciating what you're doing this morning for them. A number of messages so far. But then I'm going to pick just about 2 more calls and then dig into the messages. So, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please, where are you calling from?
Hello. I'm Alagbe.
Yeah, turn down the volume
Hello,
on your
calling from
TV set.
Waterloo.
Please reduce the volume.
All right. Yeah, Alagbe calling from Waterloo.
Okay, talk to us.
First of all, thank you for your program. I want to ask whether the precursor, can we use it for Peters?
Pardon me for that. Can you use the pregnancy for bitters? Okay, thank you. That will be my very last caller. I'm not picking up any call again. I'm sorry for that anyway. So let me deal with it. Yes, the caller. Any precursor for bitters?
Seriously speaking, precursor is best used when you use it in diet.
Okay.
The alcohol in the bitters can interfere with the ability of the precursor to effectively do the job. Of course, people go through a lot of things, but it is best helpful when you take it in diet.
Okay. Now, quickly, okay, before you leave, try as much as possible to tell our viewers the name of the book and where they can probably get one, because most of the messages are coming in and they're asking for the name of the book and where they can get one to buy. But then, this message says that I just truly agree with you about the depopulation theory and their mere interest in controlling our vast wealth, which we can't manage properly due to our poor health security. I'm Isaac from Michelle Camp, and would like to know about the killer cells. You're right, okay. How can we, what can we do to improve our immune system? Bismarck Abuabo, Bismarck Oboba from Nkoko. Bismarck, exactly what we are talking about with the mushroom and the olive oil put together with the coconut juice and some precursor as well. From Abdullah Kumasi, are you telling us to eat more mushrooms, even the growing ones? Is a question. I don't know whether
Even the what?
Even the growing one. I don't know what he's trying to put across. I don't really understand.
Originally, there are mushrooms that are obtained from the ground.
Yeah.
There are ones that are obtained from palm nut when they take the palm nut tappers, do the ones that remaining. And there are genetically modified ones. Let me caution people against the genetically modified ones, because that is equally dangerous.
Okay.
The genetically, you can grow it this morning, by 12 o'clock, it has finished, become very, very big. The
Right.
genetically modified ones are dangerous. They don't have the required nutrients that you will get. So if you are taking mushroom, you must make sure you get the original ones, either from the along the road, Accra Kumasi Road. Most of the time, people bring the original ones.
Okay.
There.
Very well.
You have to caution yourself against.
Okay, back to your messages. From Paul Garu, Upper East Region. I'm a nurse and think I'm enjoying your program today. Mr. Anane should educate us more on its pathophysiology. That's what you put. So, are you sure Ebola can really be cured by Hafiz? Is a question.
Yes.
If Ebola can really be cured.
It can.
Okay, but let me put this to you. You know, we are talking about preventive measures.
Yes.
But what if you are infected with the virus?
If you
How
are,
about that?
If you are infected with the virus,
Yeah.
depending on the strength of your immune system before you were infected, these therapies can help you recover, but not as fast as if you had prevented yourself. Of course, prevention is the surest cure on earth. So when you are infected and they are really interested, a quick method approach, fluid replacement therapy, is done for you, and you can quickly recover. Those who have survived Ebola, let me put that, those who have survived Ebola, you know how many days it took them Some 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 8 days, 10 days, 2 weeks. It depends on the individual, the strength of your immune system as at the time.
Okay.
So that is what I think about.
Our time is up, but then let me just finally put this to you and then just run it up for us, put together with the name of the book and probably where they can find one to buy. Talking about mushrooms, can't the bats, affect mushrooms? As I mean, just a question. Because we've been told that the bats are the host of the virus.
That is why I'm saying that there are so many questions than answers as to the transmission of the virus through a bat.
Very well.
As we speak now, there is a bioterrorism research center in a town called Kenema, in somewhere northern Sierra Leone, responsible for research into bioweapons, Ebola to be precise.
All right.
This statement, this fiat was issued by the US president to kickstart the research into human trials of the virus. 29th January 2014.
Okay, so Doc, you just run it up fast because we are far behind time.
So quickly,
we are racing with time
there is one more thing that I must add.
Okay.
Vitamin zinc, vitamin B6, vitamin C is present in turkey berry and nutmeg, high quantities that can activate the T8 killer cells. Right. So apart from the list I've given, there is more to add. Okay. By sake of time, let me add turkey berry. Turkey berry is called some call it amajuju. There are other local names to it. It's very, very fine.
Okay.
And nutmeg is good. And the name of the book is Textbook of Natural Medicine.
Textbook of Natural Medicine.
Yes.
Okay.
It has a whole lot of information.
Okay.
I bought it because of the subject I'm studying.
All right.
I bought it online.
Okay.
I use credit card to buy it.
Textbook of Natural Medicine. That is the name of the book. You can probably Google it and then you know where. Maybe you can get a PDF out somehow. Probably get to know where you can get the book. Mr. Richard Anane, thank you very much for coming and educating us on the preventive measures on Ebola virus. My name is Parker Wilson. The Firstline Morning Show returns tomorrow. God bless you.
Now, so make a need a famous. Ye near Mranka so. That's why we are mining. Come in as well, yes. Oh, Aquada who Dacha and Yaji, or Penny Trinity and any round. Mara was some fun, and became Mintam Kessan and me was Memranti Bremen, and I mean, you, Rantan in my bow, I'll come myself.